with scientific, mathematical, and technical texts, we often encounter diagrams, charts, graphs, and animations that helps us understand complex ideas. These are called visual elements, and they serve as essential tools in communication. Without them, readers might struggle to grasp abstract concepts or relationships between data points. Visual elements are not just for decoration. They enhance clarity, provide structure, and improve comprehension. They are particularly useful in subjects like science, engineering, medicine, and mathematics, where explanations alone may not be enough. Today, we will discuss the three visual tools used in informational texts. First is vector or viewpoint, which is used in scientific and technical diagrams to show direction, relationships, and perspectives. Second is technical editing that ensures accuracy, clarity, and consistency in visuals to avoid misinterpretation. And last is animation. It adds movement to concepts, making them more engaging and interactive. Now, let's examine how each of these elements contributes to better understanding. First is vector. These are lines, arrows, or paths that guide the reader's focus and illustrate movement, direction, or relationship between objects. They are frequently used in technical fields such as physics, biology, and engineering to clarify concepts. For example, in physics, where arrows in force diagrams show the direction and magnitude of a force. Another example is in maps, where arrows indicate the wind direction or ocean currents. Viewpoint, on the other hand, refers to the angle or perspective from which a diagram or object is shown. In technical drawings or 3D models, different viewpoints are used to provide a complete understanding of an object's shape and structure. For example, in engineering blueprints, different viewpoints help to visualize an object's structure accurately. Our second visual element is the technical editing, which is the process of reviewing and refining both written and visual information to ensure accuracy, clarity, and consistency. In scientific and technical fields, even a minor error in a diagram or chart can lead to a serious misunderstandings. And these are the key aspects of technical editing in visual elements. First is accuracy, which ensures that the measurements, labels, and symbols are correct. Second is clarity, that makes sure that the visuals are easy to read and interpret. The last is consistency. It keeps the same design, symbols, and style throughout a document. For example, a chemistry textbook must have a clearly labeled atomic structures and chemical equations to avoid confusion. Why is technical editing important? First, it prevents errors that could lead to wrong conclusions or safety risks, especially in engineering and medical fields. Also, it improves the reader's ability to process and apply information effectively. And last, it ensures professionalism and credibility in educational and research materials. Our last visual elements is animation, which are dynamic visual elements used in digital and multimedia learning materials. They illustrate changes over time, movement, and processes that may be difficult to explain in static images. For example, in biology, an animation of a beating heart helps students see how blood flows through different chambers. Animations is very effective as they engage learners by making content more interactive, and they simply complex ideas by showing step-by-step process. Also, they cater to visual and kinetic learners who benefit from movement based from explanations. And now, try to identify which visual elements will I show here in the screen. Our first figure is this. Try to identify which visual element is this. You're right. That is animation. Try to find out which visual element is this. That's right. Very good. That is technical editing. And last, try to figure out which visual element is this. Right, that is vector or viewpoint. Now let's try to challenge your knowledge by playing froggy jumps in EducaPlay that I will send to our Google Classroom, which is the link is here. So let's proceed to our next activity, which is true or false. Our first question is, does technical editing only applies to written text, not to images or diagrams? Is it true or false? That is false, because technical editing also applies to visuals to ensure accuracy. Then our next question is, viewpoint can change the way an object is understood in a technical drawing. Is it true or false? That is true. Correct. Different viewpoints help show an object's full structure. Then, our last question is, animations are useful for showing step-by-step processes in science and medicine. Is it true or false? Correct. That is true. They make complex processes easier to understand. And to end our lesson for today, try to assess yourself by joining our tool in Nearpod to assess your knowledge about the visual elements in informational texts. And that is all for visual elements in informational texts. I hope you learned something, and thank you for listening.